already, so come on up, brother. Well, I don't have any slides to go off of, but I'm going to touch base on some key points of how to reach out to people. We all can agree, follow-up is where the money is at. Correct?
Yes.
What Chris talked about, home events. Home events are powerful. Can we agree on that? I came from a company where I was traveling around the country, home event after home event after home event. I was doing very successful in that company, but what happens when your team can't duplicate your success? It starts falling apart. Well, you know, my team kept coming to me, well, Justin, I ran out of my warm market, Justin. This is my third home meeting. You know, nobody showed up. Who can I turn to? Who can I call? And unfortunately, with that company, there was no system in place where you can build online, where you can use social media. And, you know, that's where I had to make a decision to, you know, either lose my team's hope and confidence and vision of where they wanted to go because they've been following me because I told them I could guide them to help them achieve success and reach their goals. So I had to make a move, and we came over here to, you know, My Daily Choice, which is super powerful with the system in place. But can we all agree, when somebody enrolls in your capture page, how many of you have a question to yourself, well, how do I call and follow up with them? You know, what do I say to them? I know a lot of people ask me on social media that are, you know, involved in our groups, Justin, how do you get people to your capture page? What do you say when you get them to your capture page? And, you know, on a three-way call, and this is what I'm going to talk about. We have the resources right in our back office where you can click on the documents. Josh just put the scripts in place in there where we can go and, you know, call the pre-enrollee when they opted into the website and say exactly what you want to say to them without trying to sit there and think, well, man, I want to pick up the phone, but I don't know what to talk about. Or, you know, am I scared to pick up the phone? How many of you are scared to pick up the phone and here to call? Don't be shy, because I was. I was scared. When I first started doing online marketing, I was sitting there shaking. I'm like, man, I told my wife, I'm like, honey, how do I sound with the script? You know, she's like, well, Justin, you sound like a robot, to be honest with you. She's like, hi, my name is Justin Poletti, how are you? I'm just calling you back about My Daily Choice. You know what I mean? So you have to be comfortable when you're calling the leads. Can we agree? You want to be comfortable when you pick up that phone, because you have to have in your mind that I'm calling the next Josh Luego. I'm calling the next, you know, Jose. I'm calling the next Chris Robinson, Todd Young. You know, all of you leaders in here, everybody in here, right? And if you don't have that right mindset when you're on the phone with that person, negative things are going to happen. You're going to be like, oh man, I got this pre-enrollee today. I don't know where they came from, so I'm going to pick up the phone and give them a call, but they probably won't get started, or, you know, they're probably not going to want to hear me out. And that's the wrong mindset to have. Can we agree going into that call, because negative things will happen.
Right.
So basically what I want to talk about is we have a talking cheat sheet in our resource tab in our back office. All right, it tells you what to talk about. You know, 150 countries, you know, ground floor opportunity, tremendous leadership and support, 85% compensation plan. You know, it just gives you tips on how to, you know, prospect somebody, and especially if somebody in your organization wants to get you on a three-way call. How many of you ever done a three-way call before? All right, you know, a three-way call is powerful. Not only is the three-way call powerful, how many of you done a three-way group chat on Facebook, where somebody else introduces you to another prospect in a Facebook chat group where you can have a two-on-one right there in a chat group, and then set up for a follow-up call later. That's powerful as well. So that's another thing you can take down as well. I'm sure Jen will talk more on social media about that as well. All right, so my biggest thing is objections. How many of you got objections? Everybody, right?
That's good.
So I'm a big leads guy. Ever since I got started with, you know, online marketing, I taught myself. I taught myself from listening to a lot of other big leaders. Ray Higdon, of course, you know, is a master cold market guy, and I've just plugged into him, and I wanted to learn how to do it. I wanted to learn how to call leads. I wanted to learn how to follow up with leads. And my last company, I built 85% of my business all online using leads and cold market. And you know, it's something for you to do if you run out of when you run out of your warm market. Can we agree? You're tired of talking to friends and family members. So I was successful in my prior company, but my family and my friends, they're like, Justin, I love what you're doing. I love your success, but I can't do that. I'm married. I have kids. I have to take my son to football practice, baseball practice, and I see you're traveling all around the country. I want something where I can literally work from home. Here I was out promoting a home-based business, but I was never home myself. That's kind of crazy, right? Here with My Daily Choice, we can build right online. So, what I want to talk about is the invitation and handling objections. All right. So my biggest thing is when I'm calling leads, when I know somebody has entered their information on my website, I call them up on the phone, and I just go right through the right here in the scripts. I know you guys don't have them with you, but you can just follow along with me and just print those off when you get home. Hello, Jose. My name is Justin Poletti from My Daily Choice. How are you doing today? Okay. Now the reason I say My Daily Choice is because I want to let them know where I'm coming from and why I'm calling. Because if they're a pre-enrollee, they already saw the videos, they entered their information. Can we agree?
Yes.
All right. And then when I do that and I hear them say, yes, I've been receiving your emails, I'm super excited about it. I'm glad you called because I didn't think there was a real person behind this. Yeah. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call that pre-enrollee, because they are waiting for you to call. They might not call you, but they're receiving our emails from our automated system, and they're waiting for you to call. And once you hear that, yeah, absolutely, I've been getting your emails, I'm super excited, great. Now you can just be like, all right, well, hey, listen, I'm super excited. I'm giving you a call to help and provide you with some extra information, and answer any questions you have. Is now a good time. Because they could be working, they could be putting their kids to bed, whether West Coast, East Coast, whatever time zone they're in, or they could just be getting ready for bed. So that's very powerful when you want to follow up and make sure you call every pre-enrollee that opts into your website. Now we just came out with a new capture page, which is phenomenal. It's in our back office as well, because a lot of people are like, well, I send people to my capture page, they watch this short video, but they never enter their information in. Okay? Now Josh came out with a video, or not a video, a capture page that, they don't even have to watch the video until they enter their information. So that even, piques them more to opt into the website, which is so powerful, for pre-enrollees, because now we got their information, now we call them up on the phone and, explain to them what they liked about what they saw on the website. So that's a big thing as well. Objections, I'll go back to objections. When people, the biggest objection is, I don't want to take any more of Jen's time. I know I'm talking too fast here, but an objection is when you call somebody that that pre-enrolled in your website, okay, and you say, hey Jen, this is Justin, I'm giving you a call back from My Daily Choice, how you doing today? Great, well hey, listen Jen, I wanted to just reach out to you to let you know I'm a real person, and I just wanted to call and help you and provide you with some additional information and answer any questions you have. And when that person, I got a lot of this, but you can turn them around. So can we all agree, if you're calling somebody up and they say, well, Justin, I don't think it's for me, or I'm not interested anymore, most of you would hang up the phone, correct? Because you're like, okay, thanks for your time, Jen. I really appreciate it. Now, what you want to do is you can take that individual and you want to get serious with them. Break it down and talk heart to heart to that individual, because there's a reason why Jen entered her information. One, they were interested. Two, they're looking for extra income, whether they're working, for 20 hours a day, 120 hours a week, they're just tired of busting their butt, or whether there's more bills at the end of the month than there is money. They entered their information on your capture page for one reason, to see what it was about. So when they tell you that, well, it's not for me, and they entered their information in, you want to just say, you know what, Jose, I'm not here to get your credit card. I don't care if you sign up. It may or may not be for you. But let me ask you, why did you enter your information on my site? And then when you get heart to heart, and you just come right back and say, is it because you're tired of listening to your boss? Is it because you're tired of going home and your family wants you to take them on vacation, you can't afford it? Is that why one of the reasons you opted into the website, to see how you could earn extra income from home? So that's why I get serious with people. I'm straightforward with them, and I'm like, hey, there's a reason why you opted in. All right, whether it's your job sucks, you're making minimum wage, and you're either that or you're working 100 hours a week and you don't get to see your family, you don't get to see them watch them play sports, cheerleading, whatever it is. So I just break it down. I'm like, hey, listen, if I can show you something, that's going to cost you nothing, here's my website. You can do that as well to get them to your website as well. You see what I'm saying? So it's so powerful to make sure that you call people and to make sure that you follow up, because follow up is where the money's at. And I could go on.